Now with our GMA cover story, a possible non-surgical medical breakthrough for patients with bladder cancer, which impacts 85,000 people each year. The FDA is fast-tracking the review for a first-of-its-kind treatment that could provide new hope for people diagnosed with the disease. Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Narula is here with all the details. And, you know, this type of cancer is at top of mind because of what Deion Sanders just revealed he went through with his surgery. What is this new treatment? Is it a game changer for people?
Well, bladder cancer is the sixth most common type of cancer. And you're right, we've been talking about it because of Deion Sanders. He actually had to have his bladder removed. They created a new bladder with part of his intestine. So what we're talking about is a potential new treatment for those individuals who have the most common type of bladder cancer that have failed the initial round of treatment. And in many of those cases, they will be offered a cystectomy where you remove the bladder, the lymph nodes, and some of the other tissues. And that's a big deal surgery. So this would be a potential game changer. Now, this was a phase 2 trial, which means it is preliminary, it is experimental, but the results are promising. They found that when they implanted a device called TAR-200, a very small pretzel-shaped like device into the bladder, it slowly released chemotherapy over 3 weeks. And in those patients who got this device, 82% had their tumors eliminated, most by 3 months, and at 1 year, over 50% remained cancer-free. Now, obviously, this didn't compare it to other treatments. We need to do that. We need to see longer-term benefits, but definitely hopeful. It's almost like if you imagine like an IUD insertion in a woman, right, to prevent pregnancy. It's that type of a little device. You know, when you think about 17,000 people dying a year in this country from bladder cancer, something like this could be really important.
So encouraging.
Correct.
So encouraging. Yeah. So when could this be available, and who would be a good candidate?
Right. So right now, it has been granted sort of priority review by the FDA, and so that means that potentially it could be greenlit within a few months, potentially before the end of the year. It is a very small device that could be actually inserted in the outpatient setting in under 5 minutes without general anesthesia. And Robin, it would be for those individuals who have that most common type of bladder cancer that has failed that initial round of treatment. There are other ongoing trials that people can ask their doctor, could I get enrolled in that trial? But really, you know, this could potentially be hopeful. And I think one more thing to pay attention to, and Deion Sanders brought this up, is paying attention to the signs of bladder cancer. A lot of people don't know, sometimes just blood in your urine on a simple urinalysis can be a marker of a potential risk for bladder cancer. Any changes in your bladder habits, so for example, frequency, urgency, pain with urinating, things like that, you should definitely bring it up to your doctor. But certainly if you see repeated urine tests with blood, point that out.
It was so good of Deion.
Yeah, so good of Deion to go forward with that and share it with everybody. And this seems like a real game changer.
It could really be. So hopefully, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc, as always.